and the alternate, Mike Scroggins.
And Chris, among the 4 players left today, the only one that's qualified is the opponent of Billy Oaks in this match, Dave D'Entremont. So here we go, match 2. Billy Oaks has gotten by his first hurdle. He needs to go 3 more.
All right, the way he started out in the first game against Scroggins. Now, you're familiar with Dave D'Entremont. 21st telecast. Billy Oaks sweating. It's warm. Pressure's high.
The most experienced man in the field right here, D'Entremont.
We had mentioned that he was runner-up for Player of the Year, and here's why. 8 TV appearances.
And here's another reason why, Chris. He's made some changes in his delivery where he has a little straighter shot when he needs it now. I think he has about as good a wrist action as you want to see in PBA bowling. Now watch how he cocks that wrist, then just unloads at the bottom of the swing. You see that double clutch and a good high follow-through. Combined with that power and a little straight shot when he's in trouble has made him a real top player out here.
Last year in his big year, he won twice. One in Peoria. He won the Choice Hotels Classic at Don Carter's Lanes in Sunrise, Florida.
Now this man plays a lot more hook than the rest of the players. He'll be sliding in this area, and he'll be going right between the 3rd and 4th arrows. So you can watch him slide in this area, then a ball trajectory out here with the big hook. Now remember, this lane doesn't hook quite as much as 4. Let's see what happens. Too much toy. Left a solid 9-pin here. You see all the angle he gets. He creates about a 6-degree angle of attack to the pocket. 3-pound, 6-ounce Brunswick pins. They don't respect that 16-pound ball. 2 bad breaks for D'Entremont in the early going.
All right, there you have Bill Parks and Carl Heiser, the tournament co-tournament chairman, the Bud Light Championship. All the games up until this afternoon were at Sayville Bowl. This is our 6th year that we've come out to Long Island to set up television. Bill Oaks with a double. Leads by 11.
I spoke with Robert Lawrence, his roommate, a U.S. Open champion who has won a number of titles himself, and he said that all he told Bill coming in today is to bowl against the other pros out here like he does against the regular regional players back home, where he just spanks them all back home, but he kind of lacks the confidence out here. He looks awful sharp today in the first game and a half.
It's the most fired up I've ever seen Bill.
You're right, Chris. He's aggressive, good wrist action, keeping his form, hitting that line solid and on balance. That's so important, especially with his ball speed.
215-pound Dave D'Entremont. And he makes it look so effortless. Beautiful.
I have 2 actually diametrically different styles here, Chris. D'Entremont looks for the swing area. He likes the big swing into the pocket, and a straight down in shooter like Oaks, and this is the proper way to play it, looks for the little hold area. In other words, Oaks wants to have a little margin to pull the ball. Dave D'Entremont wants margin to the right to swing it. Both men can score well. D'Entremont with a little more power.
Dave had one of the 2 300s this week and a 290. University at Stony Brook, that's where we are. And spring sports at Stony Brook include men's lacrosse. And women's lacrosse. Very beautiful indoor sports complex, the State University of New York at Stony Brook. We're in our second match of the Bud Light Championship, and Bill Oaks won the first game 235 to 202 over Mike Scroggins. And Now he has strung 3 in the second match against Dave D'Entremont, 4th frame. And the Lawton kid has 4 in a row, and here's Bo.
Thank you, Chris. The man who qualified second, Joe, this place is kind of pandemonium, but this is a big difference. You qualified on wood lanes at Sayville Bowl, and now you're going with synthetics. Any big changes for you?
Not tremendous changes. The biggest difference with the synthetic lanes is when there's oil, they act slicker. Where there's dry, they act a lot drier. There's just a bigger difference in the wet-dry usually.
Do you change your loft or your speed control?
Generally want to throw it a little bit harder on the synthetics, keep the ball a little bit more of a tighter line.
All right, he has one of the great arm swings, Chris. He's in next match.
And now Bill Oakes has a 5-bagger. Woo! The adrenaline is pumping in this 39-year-old's body. Breathing a little hard, isn't he? Don't we all? All right, now Dave D'Entremont. He's got a double up shooting in the 5th. Needs to strike to not let Oakes get away too far. And he does. Here's Bo again.
Thank you, Chris. Mike Scroggins, you bowled really well the first match, and a couple of solid 7s and a solid 6, or you win the match or at least give them a run. Is there anything you can really do to get away from the solid 7s?
I moved up on the approach a little bit and just didn't seem to help. I left a 6-pin after that, so I moved back and ringing 7 again. So yeah, I know, what can you do?
One of those days, it looks like it's all your buddy Oakes so far. We'll see what happens. Good luck to you next tournament.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chris.
Now D'Entremont has cut Oakes' lead to 11. When he started in this, it was 31. Okay, let's see it again. Watch this strike. Watch those pins. Here comes the Comanche Scout.
Everybody's been in the pocket. The only person to get wrapped so far has been D'Entremont the first 2 frames. Really just taking a little time.
This man from Comanche Country, Fort Sill, where Quanah Parker lived.
Interested spectator?
Mm-hmm. Now, friends, he has reached the halfway point. And if he can get 6 more, my friend Nelson, 100. There's the Kalachi family. They're leisure sports centers, and they're just tremendous people and building something new, which we'll show you and tell you about a little bit later.
Kevin Card from Anheuser-Busch says $100,000 for a perfect game this week and free beer for a year.
What?
How about that?
Well, might need a few trucks. 7 in a row for Bill Oakes, OAKES from Lawton, Oklahoma. Now, from Middleburg Heights, Ohio, Dave D'Entremont. He has strung 5. He opened with a pair of spares. Only 21 pins separating these two, Bo.
You're right, Chris, and I love to watch D'Entremont's ball strike. He just has ideal pin action. He just lifts that 6-pin right into the face of the 10. He has so much power that back row and side pins have very little chance of standing. Normally, if he doesn't get them all down, it's a legitimate tap. Using the full approach, he's made a shoe change. Remember, he struggled at the Quaker State with the approaches, and he seems fine now.
All right, striking the 8th frame. This is head-to-head competition at its finest. Back up Bill Oakes now. He has 7 in a row.
Important that Oakes doesn't get intimidated by the power of D'Entremont, as D'Entremont just dismantled that rack right there in the 8th. Sometimes that can unsettle a somewhat of a straight player. Let's see what Oakes does.
A pesky 4. And I know Patty, Lauren, and Nicholas back in Lawton, Oklahoma are beside themselves.
Oaks just doesn't get the ball out over the line as he had been. He got his shoulders a little bit over his knees. The ball drifts high, leaves the 4-pin. An easy spare for Bill, and he knows to take his time, especially in this arena setting for single-pin spares. If he converts this, both players will have a possible 279 this game.
So now he can rest while D'Entremont is up. He has 6 in a row.
Now, Oaks has to keep himself in this game, Chris. You know, he's thinking the 100,000, thinking the 100,000. But now, if you look at the scoreboard with a strike here, this match could be all even. So it's match game play now. Score is secondary. You just beat your opponent.
Oaks. There's D'Entremont. Oaks won the first match, 235-202 over Mike Scroggins. 9th big frame. Okay. Yesterday, 2 PBA stars visited the construction site of the soon-to-be-open Sports Plus.
Hey, Norm. I'm really excited about being here at Sports Plus, but the lanes don't look like they're ready for us yet.
No, it doesn't, Johnny, but there's a million other festivities here.
Well, what do you feel like doing?
How about let's find a hockey rink?
You got it.
Okay, Johnny P, we're all set now. Give me a shot now.
Wait a minute, Norm. Something's not right. We're missing something.
At Cigna.
Yes, soon to come, leisure complexes. Sports Plus is the name of a 169,000 square foot multi-attraction indoor family entertainment center, including an NHL-sized hockey rink. Oh, just whatever you think a family could do, it'll be there. All right, Dave D'Entremont, 9th frame, 6 in a row.
Can tie it up with this strike, Chris. He's never been ahead in the match. As far behind as 21. They'll be all even going in the 10th if he strikes. For D'Entremont, just 9 solid balls down there. He leaves solid 10, solid 9, comes with 6 strikes in a row, and then he leaves another solid 10. Now, if he spares and strikes out, it'd be 258. He would strike, make Oaks strike at least once. Here we go. High-scoring game. D'Entremont with 3 strikes would be 258. Oaks presently going at a 259 pace.
Stony Brook cheerleaders and the Seawolf, their mascot.
What a sweet shot by D'Entremont right there as the 10-pin just fell in towards the non-existing 9-pin. Now, this is the key shot here. This shot here will make Billy Oaks perform in the 10th.
$4,000 watching. Great interest at this terrific head-to-head match.
The situation is simply this. If Dave D'Entremont strikes, that'll finish him with 258. It'll force Oaks to either get spare strike or strike on the first ball. He has already forced Oaks to at least mark. This is a big shot. And he is taking his time. Good stuff.
Wife Sylvia watching that, and watch Dave D'Entremont bowl a 258 bowl.
Chris, and it could have been 300. He just bowled 12 solid shots down there, but he's made Billy Oaks perform. Situation for Oaks. Strike on this ball, he wins. If he spares, he must strike on the next ball to win in regulation. If he spares and gets 9, we have a tie. Anything less than that, D'Entremont will move on to meet Firpo. Here we go, 10th frame.
That's
a winner, partner.
Bill Oakes won the first 235, 202. He'll have a big one here. Now, friends, if you're having a wrist problem,